Now, in this question it says, which of the following carboxylic acid could be resolved by a reaction with the enantiomeric pure chiral amine? Now we know that acid reacts with amine to form amides, and when they talk about enantiomeric separation or resolution, it can only happen when the carboxylic acid substrate is optically active. So if the carboxylic acid substrate is not optically active, then we cannot resolve it by a reaction with a optically active agent or a reagent. Therefore, in this question, we just have to identify what is the in which molecule we have an element of asymmetry. We can see that the first one is an entirely planar molecule, so that the plane itself is a plane of symmetry, so this is not possible. Also in the second case, we can have we can say the point of symmetry, and also it's a planar molecule, so the plane itself is a plane of symmetry. In the D1, the two benzene rings are kept in a plane because of this linkage, therefore it will be in a same plane, so hence it will be symmetric, right? The only thing is in C we can see that we have two benzene molecules, and these benzene molecules will be in a different plane. So if the left hand side benzene ring is horizontal, then the right hand side will be vertical, and also the substituents are different, and therefore there will be no element of symmetry. So this is optically active. So right, so therefore for this question answer would be C. C is the answer. Next, question number 59, it says an aqueous solution of a compound containing A and B shows optical activity. A and B are stereoisomers. Which of the following possibilities cannot be correct? So, and it is showing optically active. The solution of A and B is optically active, right? So we have to think of all the possible cases when it can be optically active as a whole. Now, what about A option? A has two chiral center, but B does not have any. Because it has a symmetry plane. So, if A has two chiral centers, so it might be the case, but they say, because in the question it is said A and B are stereoisomers, so B is most likely to be a meso compound, right? So it will have a plane of symmetry, but it still can have a chiral centers. So option A is wrong because it is not conveying correct information about B, right? Therefore A is wrong. The B1, it says A and B are enantiomers. Yes, they can be, and they can be present in unequal amounts. Therefore, the compound containing A and B shows optical activity. For example, A is 60% and B is 40%. So they are not cancelling the rotation exactly. C, A and B are diastereomers very much, then their optical rotations will be different, and hence the compound overall will be different. So B and C are a possibility. D is same. A and B are not present in equal amounts. It's same as we have mentioned in B. So the only thing which is wrong is A, because and hence A is the answer, because B is a molecule which is most likely to be a meso compounds, and it will have a two chiral centers or multiple chiral centers with a plane of symmetry. Next, question number 134. In this question we have to talk about the enol percentages. So what I have done is I have drawn the enol form of the first molecule, second and the third one. So we can see that the first one is aromatic. It has cyclic, it is planar, it has 6 electrons, so it will be the most stable enol. So X is above Y and Z, right? Now how do we compare Y and Z? So what happens in Y, the what we can say, there is likelihood of this lone pair being in conjugation to C double bond O, right? And therefore participation from this alpha hydrogen would be less towards enol formation, right? And therefore this Z would be more because it is slightly better than Y. It is non-aromatic, right? But we can see that in Y it is like a cyclic ester where this lone pair, and we know that alpha carbon adjacent to acid derivative does not show tautomerism. The reason is because for tautomerism C double bond O should be sufficiently polar, but it is not so because this lone pair is in conjugation. Therefore, answer would be X would be more than Z is more than Y. So for this question, answer has to be D. Next question, it says among the given compound, the correct order of enol content is. So if we draw the enol form of first, second and third molecule, we can see that for second we have a aromatic ring. Therefore this enol will be the most stable one. The third one has to be least because it's a cyclic ester, and as I've mentioned that alpha hydrogen adjacent to acid derivative is not sufficiently, does not show tautomerism. So third would be the least. So answer is 2, 1, 3. Right? So for this question, answer number C is correct. Question number 157, it says, which of the following compound is chiral? So in the four options, we can see that D definitely cannot be the answer because the molecule does not appear symmetrical. Right, so this should have been over here such that it becomes a symmetry. For the remaining three, you have to assume that the two benzene rings are one above other. You have to visualize like this, and then you have to find whether there is an element of symmetry or not. So you can see that in option number C that there is a plane of symmetry. So if you have a plane which cuts this benzene, goes through between that and also the below benzene, right, we can see that it is dividing into two equal halves. Right, and therefore for this question, answer would be C. Answer is C. Next, question number 161, it says, which of the following compound will rotate the plane polarized light at room temperature? So again, in such questions, we have to check whether this molecule will be optically active. This molecule can be optically active only when the double bond between the two rings can be polarized and converted into a single bond, and the two rings can rotate, right? And we can see that in B option, if you delocalize the central double bond towards left hand side, means this is a negative center and the other one is a positive center. We can see that this ring is aromatic and this ring is aromatic. Therefore, it will be in a single bond state. It can rotate, and there is a element of asymmetry because of this methyl and this methyl substituent. So there will not be any element of symmetry. So this will be a molecule which can show optical activity. Right? What is wrong in C? In C, what has happened, because of this additional methyl and this methyl, there is an element of symmetry. The horizontal plane divides this into two equal halves. Therefore, there is an element of symmetry, and hence C is not the answer. Only B is the answer. Next, question number 165. It says, which of the following is a E isomer? Now we know E isomer is when you have the highest priority on the opposite side, just like the transconfigurations. So we'll have to identify which of the following molecules is in state of a E isomer. So in all the molecules, we'll have to identify the priority order, right? Now in the first molecule, we can see that this carbon has CC, CC, and the third CC due to double bond duplication. Over here for this, it is carbon carbon, then you have a carbon carbon, third will be CH bond. Therefore this is preferred. What about out of this and this? By same logic, this is preferred, so it is actually a Z isomer, so not the answer. The second one, out of this and this, so this carbon, we can say that this is the CP, because we can say this is CP bond, this is CP, this is CS bond, and the third is CH bond. Over here also we have CP, then you have CS and then CH. Then so it's a tie at the first position. So go to the next atom. You can choose phosphorus. So for phosphorus, what do we have? We have a carbon and we have a sulfur. Over here we have two carbons. So phosphorus carbon and phosphorus carbon. Over here we have phosphorus carbon and phosphorus sulfur. Therefore this will be the highest priority. By same logic we can say that this one is also high priority, therefore it will also be a Z isomer. Then the next one, the in C, what we see is that out of this and this is O and O, this is also O and O, but duplication occurs, so therefore CC would be duplicated, so this is better than this. Over here, because O, there would be tied the first position, then we go to either of the oxygens, and then we see it has a OO bond, but over here we have OC-OC bond, so this is preferred. So again, this is a Z conformation. Next, over here, out of this and this, we have this carbon, and this is CC bond. If I talk about the 3 bond, it is CC bond, CC bond, CC bond. Over here, CC bond, CC bond, CC bond. But the real bonds are preferred over duplicated bonds. Therefore, this will be higher priority. Over here, because of this oxygen, it will be the highest priority. So we can see that the high priority is on the opposite side. So this is the answer, and hence this is the one which is showing the E isomers. So for this question, answer would be D. Question number 172. Identify conformation of 2-methyl pentane. In such question, just check with the molecular formula. It says 2-methyl pentane, so it has to be like this. So it is 2-methyl pentane. Let us draw the molecular formula for the first. On the front carbon, we can see one methyl, and on the rear carbon, we can see one ethyl. So this is basically normal pentane, right? So hence it is not conforming with the molecule, hence not the answer. For the B option, on the front carbon we can see that we have methyl and we have ethyl, and the rear carbon we have only one CH3 over here. So we can see that it is it is 1, 2, 3. It is 3-methyl pentane, and hence not the answer. C, number of carbons are less, so we can obviously neglect. For the D, on the front carbon you have methyl and methyl, on the rear carbon you have ethyl. So it is matching with 2-methyl pentane molecular formula, and hence answer is